Good morning, students. In today's lecture, I'll tell you about how do we declare class and objects in Java. Now, what is a class? A class is a collection of different objects. Now, if suppose I talk about the different types of fruits. What are the different types of fruits? The different types of fruits are mango, apple, orange, pineapple, etc. etc. So when I give them a particular name, that class, all right, I give them a particular name, fruit, so that comes under, all the fruits come under the class fruit. So what is a class? A class is a template for an object. Like in the example that I gave you, we have different types of fruits. We can keep them under one template class, that is a fruit. And what is an object? An object is an instance of a class. Now, what do you mean by instance of a class? Like different types of fruits are mango, apple. So these mango, apple, orange, these are different instances of the class fruit. Alright. Now, first let's see how do we declare a class in Java. Declaration of class in Java is similar to the way we used to declare it in C++. But let's see it once. The general form of a class definition is shown here. First, you will write the keyword class followed by the name of the class. Now, what do we mean by keyword? Keyword is a reserved word whose meaning is known to the compiler, and its meaning cannot change. The compiler knows that the keyword class means that the user is going to declare a class. Alright, so you cannot use this keyword class as a variable name. If you will do that, so an error will be generated and your program will not run. So first the keyword class will be used, followed by the class name. Class name is any name that you want to give to your class. Like suppose, let's say you have been told to calculate the volume of different volumes. So you can give the name of the class as volume. If suppose you have been told to multiply any number, so you can give the class name as multiply. Okay, so the user can give the class name according to his program or according to his requirement. Now once you write class followed by class name, this opening bracket will start, which will end over here, opening bracket and ending bracket. Within the class we declare two things. What do we declare? The first thing is the variables that we are going to use in that particular class. We will declare that. And second, the methods that we want to declare within that class. Okay, two things will be there within the class, the variables and the methods. Methods are what? Methods are the functions that you want to declare within the class. Like just now I gave you example of, you want to calculate the volume of what different volumes you want to calculate. So volume you can calculate for cube also, you can calculate for cylinder also, you can calculate for sphere also. So according to your requirement, you will declare different variables. Like for calculating the volume, okay, so one of the variable can be the radius, and there can be other variable also. Like you have to take a constant pi, because the value of pi is 3.14 only, so that will be a constant type. Then you will take that will be a constant, and then variable you will take as r stands for radius. Now methods, different methods that you can declare within this class are: for calculating the volume of a cube, you can take a method cube. For calculating the volume of a sphere, you can take a method sphere. And for calculating the volume of cylinder, you can take the method cylinder. So you are just giving the different methods that will be used within your program over here, and the variables that will be used within your program over here. Okay, so see, class name followed by the different variable names. So variable name is starting will come the type, that is the data type, that is of that variable, followed by variable name. Instance variable 1. Instance variable 1 means that we are declaring the variable 1, then variable 2. Now instance, why the keyword instance is being used over here? See, here we have used the word object. Object is an instance of a class. The objects that we will be declaring will be accessing these variables only to get the output. Okay, so the objects will be accessing these variables that you are declaring over here. So these are basically the variables for for the objects. We are declaring these variables, and the objects will be directly accessing these variables. So first the variables are declared, then second comes the body of method. Second comes the method. There can be n number of variables, there can be n number of methods. So first type, that is type of method, it is of integer type, float type, or char type, which type of method you have declared, then followed by the method name, followed by the parameter list. Parameter list will contain the variables that you will be using within your method. ठीक है, the value of these variables will come from the second part of the program that you will declare under public class. If we declare the public class main string args, in that we will declare the objects and we will be accessing, passing the values of these parameters. So followed by the method name, we will write the method name and pass the values, and you will be able to run the program. Then this will get more clear to you once we will do a program. I'll show you the example of a program also, then this whole thing will get more clear to you. But just now, just understand the syntax, that declaration of a class is done by a class, followed by a class name, then the different variables, then different methods that you are using within for that particular class. Okay, so this is how you will declare a class. Now how will you declare a object? Now see how you are going to declare an object. This is the second slide. Declaring object. Suppose the name of your class is box. Suppose you have created a class with the name box. So the object of that particular class will be declared in 2 lines. You can declare it in 1 line also, that I'll show you afterwards, but see how you are going to declare it in 2 lines. First the name of the class, that is box, followed by the object name that you want to give. Suppose you have given the object name as my box. So box followed by my box. Now see what comment is being written over here. It will declare reference to object. Right now what will it do? See, the first line declares my box as a reference to an object of type box. So abhi kya hua hai, this my box is just declared as a reference to the object of type box. Type box means the class name is box. After this line executes, my box contains the value null. So right now my box is not containing any value apart from null. It is containing null only over here because it is just containing a reference to an object of type box, which indicates that it does not yet point to any actual object. An attempt to use my box at this point will result in compile time error. If suppose you'll just try to use my box at this time, so it will lead to compile time error. The next line allocates an actual object and assigns a reference to it to my box. So for allocating the actual object, again what you're going to do, you're going to write my box is equal to new box. New is a keyword. What will it do? It will allocate, it will help you in allocating the value to this object my box. Okay, so after the second line executes, you can use my box if it were a box object, but in reality my box simply holds the memory address of the actual box object. So once you are using your new keyword over here, this my box is holding, what will it do? It will hold the memory address of the actual box object. Okay, so this is the way you will declare the object. First you'll write box followed by the name of the object, then name of the object is equal to new box. Okay, so this is basically this is used as a constructor. We will be discussing constructor. Constructor, what does constructor do? It helps in initializing the value of the object. So we are basically declaring a constructor over here. Okay, so my box followed by new, then followed by the name of the class and the parenthesis. So if suppose you want to write this whole in one line, how you can do it? You can write box, my box equal to new box. You can do it in that way also. Okay, now see, assigning object reference variables. Box b1 is equal to new box, box b1 is equal to new box, and box b2 is equal to b1. See what is this code doing? See this what we have done. I told you now that you can write it in this whole thing in one line like this. So we have written it in one line. Box b1, name of the object is b1, is equal to new box, means you have given the address to the object b1. Now box b2 is equal to b1. Now what you are assigning the value of b1 to b2. So b2 is another object. Now after this fragment executes, b1 and b2 will both refer to the same object. They will both refer to the same object. b1 and b2 both will refer to the same object. Why? Because in this you have used the keyword new and you have got the address. b1 has got the address of the object which is inside the box. Then we have assigned this value of b1 to b2. So b1 and b2 will now hold the address of the same object. The assignment of b1 to b2 did not allocate any memory. So when you have assigned b1 to b2, no memory will be allocated because it will take it from b1 only. No memory will be allocated. Or copy any part of the original object. It simply makes b2 refer to the same object as does b1. So b1 and b2 will now refer to the same object. Thus any changes made to the object through b2 will affect the object to which b1 is referring, since they are the same object. Okay. So box b1 is equal to new box, box b2 is equal to b1, b1 is equal to null. If suppose we write like this, here b1 has been set to null, but b2 still points to the original object. So in this case we have set b1 as null, but b2 will because b2 has been initially you were using object b1, you have used the keyword new and memory has been allocated to it, so and the value of b1 has been assigned to b2. After that you have assigned b1 as null, so b1 has been set to null, but b2 still points to the original object. So b2 will point to the original object. Now quickly let's see an example of this first. See, this is the way you declare a class followed by the class name. Suppose we have given the class name as box. Now in this box we have declared three variables of type double, that is width, height and depth. Okay, so this is the variables that we have declared, and over here we have used a method known as volume. We have declared a method volume. Its return type is void. This method is not returning any value and no parameters have been passed within this method. It is not necessary to pass the parameters within the method. So, you can pass or you cannot pass. If you don't pass the parameters within the method, see how is it going to run. We'll just see. Within this method, what we have done, we have first printed the message system.out.print volume is, and then we have printed the message system.out.println width into height into depth. This width into height into depth we are multiplying it over here and we are printing the result over here. Alright, now so as this method is not returning any value, so nothing will be returned. You will just close the brackets. Now this is one class that you have prepared as with the name of the variables and the method. Now you will declare another class with the name box demo3. Alright, in this method you will write public static void main string args that we used to do. As in my previous lecture also, and you people know it also, that for running any program the main method is required. Program will not run until unless you have a main method. First of all your program compiler will go to the main method only. So within this class class box demo3 you have declared this public static void main string args. The keywords will not change. This has been told to you earlier also. Within this Now we are declaring the objects. So box